Today we're installing seat covers on the rear seat of a new model 2019 Chevy double cab. So you'll notice that this has a solid backrest, side headrest topple with the button, and the seat bottoms are 60 on the driver, 40 on the passenger. That's how we just break that down, 60%, 40. Next we're going to remove the headrests, and you're going to depress these push buttons here at the same time while lifting up a little bit, and you're only going to get it up so far and it's going to hit the ceiling. That's where you want to push the button on the side. Enables you to get those out. We'll just set that aside. Likewise, we're going to temporarily remove the headrest in the middle, and that is snug down to the top of the seat, but you can see the hidden little push buttons here. So that's just, it's stuck down where it is. You can't really see, you just got to feel for them. And as you push on it, I'm just prying up a little bit to get that to pop up. Next, we'll install the headrest covers. You should have 3 headrest covers in the box. One small elongated one, that's for the middle headrest, and then the 2 larger going to be for the left and right headrest. So start off to install the headrest covers, just simply nice and easy, open up that velcro here. This model, you'll notice there's a hole in the side, and that's to accommodate for the button. So slide those over. The hook velcros will actually end up being on the front. And just slide that on. So the whole goal of what we're trying to do here is we're trying to align the seams of our seat cover to the seams that are on your original headrest here. When you have the hole lined up and it tucked underneath the plastic, it really kind of sets the bottom for where you need it. Just work it down a little bit at a time. There's the button. Now as you can see, I'm off on the seams. I can feel them here, and also the button is kind of crooked, so in order to straighten that, I'm going to just grab it and twist it. Sweep along the front of the cover, sweep along the back. Before I get it all the way pulled down, I want to work the seams of the seat cover. So where this piece of material is sewn to this piece of material, I want to work that material up so it's all on the top. This one is up here. You see how nice and round that makes the cover. And before we get this tight on the back, I can feel that that material is up here, so it fits nice and round. You're just going to take and sweep your hands down each side. And then next we'll go ahead and going to tuck the cover underneath the plastic for that button. Real easy. Everything works the way it's supposed to. And then next we're going to connect the hook velcro to that loop velcro sewn inside the back edge. And the way I do that is I'm just going to press it to the seat, pull it tight, press it down to it. Just kind of work your way across. And that's how that should fit. Nice and smooth around the corners. Everything works just the way it's supposed to. Okay? Middle headrest installs the same way. So you're just going to work that on a little bit at a time. So what I'll do is usually I'll put it down about halfway. I'm just going to use my body to hold it into place. And just squeeze it over. It's really tight. You can see it really compressing. That's just because the cover is sewn smaller at the bottom than it is the top. As I already get that on, it's starting to decompress. Here again, we want to work the seams of the cover. I'm going to show you the example here. We want to work the seams, you know, where this is sewn together. The material from this one, we want to work it onto this side of the fabric. See how nice that fits around there? This is the opposite, where the material's stuck on the inside. It just doesn't look as good. So this is easy to fix. You just poke your finger up in there. Now I'm pinching it out to the outside. Same in the back. Everything is lined up. Same way, we'll attach that Velcro, so we're just going to hold it to the back. Press that together. All right, headrest complete. Next we're going to install the top. We've prepped the seat by removing the headrest out of the top of the seat. Next thing you want to do is where these little child restraint straps are. They're put on with, when you get your truck new, they got this little rubber bungee thing. But you want to get this thing out of the crack right there. You can later tuck it behind the seat, but we need that because we're going to, out of the way, because we're going to tuck that seat cover behind here. So there's 3 of them, one on driver, passenger, and then one in the center. So kind of get those things out of the way. I just fold those side ones out of the way. You'll notice the top will indicate where the top of it is. We have holes that are pre-cut for the headrests. Then we have these side velcros you want to disconnect. Then you'll also see a couple of buckles attached to some velcro right here in the center, so we'll just remove those temporary. Just kind of set those aside. And we'll disconnect our other far right side. So on the far right and left, these long velcros connecting. No additional holes are needed for the seat belt. We're just going to take that seat belt, pull it out of the way. Okay, you just tuck the cover behind it. The seat belt, the mechanism itself, is bolted to the back of the cab, so you don't want to get that out. Very first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to tuck the seat cover material underneath the plastic for the headrest. We're always going to do that on the push button side first, so we don't damage those buttons by coming across and putting it on like so. So we're going to start with the push button side first. Push it over. Holes are generous, plenty big. Okay, push button. There we go. We're going to go to the middle and just work your way across the top of the seat. Okay, once we have them all tucked back in there, you're going to want to turn this material back, and we're going to just tuck that behind the back of the seat. It's so tight back there, there really is no way to fasten anything. This whole seat is fastened to the back of the cab, but that's fine. We always figure a way around that stuff. I'm going to tuck that back in. Now right around the seat belt, this piece of material is just going to tuck straight in. You're going to see on the right and left sides, the material's got to tuck around the corner. So we're just going to poke it in. You want to be careful too. You can run into some sharp pieces of metal onto the back side, so use a little caution when you're poking in. This side over. Just going to pull that straight down. See how that just sucked everything right in? Got to tuck this around this corner. There we go. So like the headrest covers, we're trying to align the seams of this seat cover to the seams that are on your seat, and they're more noticeable on the outside edge here. So here's our seam. This is the seam you want to line up to. So we'll just take that, push that over. This little guy, not really sure what that is. I don't think that has any real significance of anything that we found. Doesn't activate anything, so we just cover that over. Right in here, you'll notice the seat cover rounds. That's to fit the round part of the bottom of the seat. So as you tuck that in, make sure that you're fitting that to the bottom. And here's where you want to use some extra caution. You're going to notice these right back in here. That is the child restraint. So if you do, in fact, need the child restraints, we do put an opening for them in the seat cover. And that just gets tucked around this silver restraint. But both cases, as you're tucking this seat cover in, you want to look back in there again. All of this metal is pretty darn sharp, so don't just go jabbing your hand in there. and hoping for the best, because you'll probably get cut. This long Velcro is going to be tucked in, going to go back in here, and it's going to connect up to that fuzzy on the outside. So I'm going to just gently poke that in. We're going to take this Velcro, going to fold it in half lengthwise, and we'll just poke it right into the seat. Okay. I'm going to work my way across the front of the cover, just tucking this cover in, get it held in, let me get that corner formed where it needs to be. I'll just work my way across, just tucking it in. You notice the big cutout where the two seat bottoms adjoin. We have an opening for that, and that's where these little guys, the plastic buckles, come in. You notice the fuzzy Velcro sewn on each side of this. You're going to hook this buckle underneath the seat, and then you'll fasten it to that to the framework, and then it'll go to that Velcro. That'll help secure that. But first thing you want to do is center the cover left and right, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I got to pull this into position. I'm going to pull that down. Same way, tuck that in on the edge of the seat, nice and easy. You got those child restraints to watch out for. Okay, I'll fold that Velcro in half. Well, it doesn't stick to anything. If you don't fold it in half, it's going to stick to the fuzzy carpet on the underside of the seats here. I'm just going to poke that right in. Okay. Now, in order to get at that guy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lift the seat up. Okay. And we can find this Velcro right here. Okay. The Velcro is going to go in and around the seat here, and it's going to attach to that loop Velcro that we have sewn on the side of the seat cover. So first thing you want to do is you want to attach the side Velcro left and right. Then we'll go for the buckles around the center. So what we'll do is we'll take that Velcro and fold it in half with the sticky going in here. Found two ways of routing this Velcro. So as you pull that down, you want to make sure that you've got the seat cover aligned properly as well. So the seam of the seat cover here is running right here on the edge. So this Velcro has to go into the seat here, but it also has to curl and come around right up into here. It'll pop out right into the back corner. We found two ways of doing that. So one way of doing that is you take the Velcro. Once you have it formed, you can actually curl this Velcro and give it a hook. Okay, so just wrap it around your hand there a little bit. See how it has that curl in it? You can take the Velcro and poke it into the seat and let that Velcro curl its way back up to the back corner and get a hold of it here. I can feel the top of it there. Our other method, and it's the method that I've used, but your hands can't be overly large. My hands are probably medium to large. If you can get your hand behind this child restraint, the bracketing for that, I'm doing that with my hand palm up. Okay, take that Velcro out. So I'm going to go palm up with my hand, and you can get your hand and you can go right up behind the backrest, or right behind the seat top, right on the back side. So I'm going to put my hand in. I'm going to go right in behind that top, which you get a lot of room once you get back into the corner. So see the other hand down here? I'm reaching behind. Just going to go ahead and catch that. Grab that with that Velcro. So, and what I'm going to do is you can actually just reach right up with that Velcro, stick it a couple inches out of your hands, and you can just poke it right through here. So, got my fingers touching. Just working out a little bit at a time. There we go. Got a hold of that. So now what I'll do is I'll come back to the side of the seat here, make sure that's tucked in. So I'm pulling it a little bit, making sure we're going to get that nice and tight. Pull that in. I'm going to stand up just to give myself a little bit more room here. I'll unfold that Velcro, And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep that cover turned inside out. I'm going to pull this tight. I can see I'm pulling it a little bit too much here. So look, here's my seam. I've got it pulled too far over. So what I want to do, I want to pull this back over and get that lined up. Because again, here we're trying to align the seams of the cover to the seams that are on your seat. So keep that turned inside out. I'm going to grab that Velcro, pull that tight. We're going to get that unfolded, and we want that Velcro to lay flat on the seat like that. And as that Velcro unrolls, it's going to be back in there, you won't be able to see it, but as that Velcro is laid up there and you push your hand on it, that'll just unroll it and it'll fall right onto that Velcro. But you're going to have to hold that towards the back edge of the seat. You need to get more of that separated. Okay, so now I'm holding it tight. See the Velcro? I'm holding that to the seat. Okay, now I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to just curl this. I'm going to let this get real tight. Oh, got to move it a little closer. And we're fastened. Okay. You may have to reconnect it a couple of times in order to get that to fit properly. Okay, we're going to show you the driver's side. The driver's side actually doesn't have a big cavity behind the seat, so you can't really reach your hand behind it. So we're going to have to do the curl method on that. And here's a little pointer too, so when you're working on these guys, you have somebody, you know, they can hold that thing out of the way, you know, or not. Just take this seat belt and just slide it up and kind of put it over there. It'll kind of free up the side of the seat here. So this one we're just gonna have to do the curl method. Okay, so I'm just gonna curl that guy a few times, kind of give it some memory there. Okay, so we'll get a little curl to it. I'm gonna tuck this guy up underneath the seat, and we're gonna curl that thing around to the outside. Stick my hand around the back side to get it started there. What it'll try to do is it'll try to get behind the plastic cowling on the firewall, so you want to keep it in front of that. I can hear it scratching around back there. There it is. Curl method worked pretty good there, so you just want to reach your fingers in there, grab it nice and easy like we did the other side. Pull that cover down on the front here. Just recline that a little ways. I'm going to fold that thing open. So you may have to reconnect these a couple of times to make sure you're getting them tight. I'm going to reach my hand down underneath the seat here and pull. See that? Tighten right up. Pull there. Here again, we're just going to connect that by just letting that seat cover unfold right on top of that Velcro. You want to push it back nice and tight. There we go. It's looking good. We'll go to fastening our underside buckle. Both of the plastic buckles hook to the same piece of molded black metal here. So the easiest way to do that is I'm going to just hold that jaw against it and just give it a little pull, and it'll connect right up to it. Okay, we got that connected. Next, we're just going to let that fold right on top of the seat. So we're going to take this Velcro, take this loop Velcro that's sewn on the inside of the cover. We're just going to pull it tight and connect that. There we go. Nice snug fit on that. Repeat the same step for the passenger side. Connects onto that same black piece of metal. Next, we're going to install the bottoms. The inside right of this one is the passenger bottom. This will be indicated by the PB on the inside right. This particular customer wanted a gun scabbard underneath the seat on this particular option. So, but you'll see this full width of hook Velcro here. Just take that and curl that thing back on itself so it doesn't stick as you slide it on. The extending hook velcros are going to go to the top side of the seat. Easiest way to get that on is to just lift that seat up a little bit. You just start sliding it on a little bit at a time. You notice I'm keeping that thing turned inside out. And just like all the other parts of the seat cover, you want to line up the seams of the seat cover to the seams that are on your seat. They should match pretty closely. I'm just going to keep working that down a little bit at a time. Okay, I'll flip that up. We want to work the seams of this cover around the front corners here. We want to work that material to the top side right around here. So where this piece is sewn to this piece, we're going to take that material and put it up over here. Helps that fit pretty nice. We do have a little Velcro here. You want to make sure that you expose that. That's going to be just on the inside flap there. And I'm going to put the seat back up to kind of hold it for me. And I'm just going to pull down on the outside edge. You got to be careful that doesn't clobber you. So we're going to get the front of that cover fitting all nice. Next, we're going to tuck in these Velcros into the seat. Here and here. Lift the seat up. And we find our Velcros down on the bottom side. These Velcros are going to attach just to the fuzzy carpet that's on the bottom side of your seat. You're going to do that and you're going to work from one side to the other. So when I'm pulling here, I'm pulling a little bit that way. I'm going to pull the slack out. Here, this last Velcro is going to tuck right up around the corner, and when you fasten this, you want to just slide your hand down the side of the seat here a little bit. It's basically going to hold that cover away from the seat belts here. Lastly, you're going to take this Velcro, hook Velcro, and just fasten it down to the fuzzy carpet that's on the back side of the seat. Be careful you don't pull down too hard, you'll pull the seat right into your face. And we're all fastened up. Once you get the cover on, you want to always make sure that that thing moves the way it's supposed to, and the cover should look, you know, nice and smooth. We'll go to installing on the driver's side right away. The passenger and the driver's side install identical. The only difference is the center seat belt. Now we could have cut a big opening for the center seat belt, but as you can see, when that's pushed down in all the way, if you're going to ride with your seats up all the time, this will dent the backrest. So if you have your seats up all the time, I recommend just pushing that down into the seat. Now, the seat cover won't have a notch there. It'll be straight across the top, so it's not going to let any leakage or any spillage from dogs or really anything to get at the seat. The only thing that we have to do is we're just going to detach this elastic. So there's an elastic, piece of elastic webbing factory has that has grabbed onto the seat belt. Easiest way to do that, though, is from the underside of the seat. We're just going to lift that up. You can see that elastic pulls right out of there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have elastic on the seat cover. So once you put your seat cover on, you're going to put it through the elastic that we've provided for your seat cover, but also in the area right in here where this other elastic was, you see the groove there? We're going to have a Velcro that goes right here and up to the carpet to help really suck that into that groove. So we'll move on to installing driver bottom. You also notice the driver bottom has our logo. So if you're installing or having any trouble, shoot us an email at info@Headwaters Seat Covers or call our number 877-485-3001. Hours here are 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and we're in Montana, so it's Mountain Standard Time. Okay? So, we'll flip that over. You can see our elastic sewn on there to accept your center seat belt. And like the passenger, I'm going to turn this Velcro inside out so it doesn't catch all the way down as we're installing that cover. I'm going to put the passenger seat down a little bit. The extending velcros go to the top. If your velcros get stuck on the carpet, guys, don't just yank it to try to get them off of there, or you will tear off your velcros. So they're sewn on there good, but it is possible to tear them off. Same thing as the passenger bottom. Just want to work this down a little bit at a time. Again, kind of before you get it pulled down, it's a good idea to work those seams a little bit. They will be tight going on. No doubt about it. We got to make them tight so they don't slide around, but they can't be too tight so they damage the seat. So we're going to just form that right around the corner. Meanwhile, carefully tuck that back edge of that seat cover in. Everything looks pretty centered. Just going to go ahead and lift that up. And you see all the Velcros coming down. So there's that little gap, that notch. I'm going to set that one first just so I make sure I get that one where I want it. Okay, I'm going to work my way outward. This one here. And lastly, we've got that other one on the inside, right? Fasten that up. Work our way out. Make sure it tries to stick when you don't want it to. And when we're at that stage too, you can flip the cover up and kind of take a look at it, what's doing on the top side. Everything's looking really nice and smooth across there. We'll want to take our seat belt and put that through the provided opening that we've got for you. And it's just going to stick right up into the seat. Like so. Lastly, we're going to fasten this hook Velcro to the carpet on the seat. And I start on one side and kind of work my way across. You get it to sit more flat. And there you have it. Installation of the 2019 Chevy double cab, new body style.